You shouldn't need a leader where you are. And we also shouldn't really need the forts where you are. Let's try and save a buck or two. And hope they don't pay for it. Did Venice blob into Hungary? Well, what's left of Hungary. They got fairly ripped up when Austria decided they didn't want to be the junior part of that. This is a powerful coalition. Milan is very powerful. Venice always is more powerful than they look. And then there's, of course, France and Austria. Don't have a good way around that, except by plucking them out of this by attacking their rivals. For example, attacking Bavaria to get Milan out, or... Ooh, allied with Denmark. Maybe you won't be so cheesed off with me then. In fact, the French aren't that unhappy with me. If I wasn't about to go on even more of a rampage, I could get France out of this coalition. Austria's a done deal, sadly. Milan too. And that leaves Venice, who are absolutely fuming. So let's keep in mind that France is not impossible to get out of this coalition, but I am about to carve up yet more Aragonese land. Is Venice a state religion? Venice are Protestant, as it happens. People are not going to be happy with me taking over Catholic land, but they'll be a bit happier that a Christian is doing it rather than a Buddhist. For some reason, people don't like Buddhists. Alright, we got all this cored up nicely. Foreign talent, again. You're draining my coffers here, Milan, but you are giving me the army professionalism that I deserve. It's October, that means it's almost not October, it's almost time to fight Aragon and Portugal, but I'm hoping Castile does the brunt of the damage for me, and I'm hoping that they're actually interested in land. Let's get our single mother over here. I'm ready to declare war at a moment's notice. I can also make one more claim. It's unlikely I'll be able to take even more, but let's get our claim on Calgary. Let's stop building up a spy network with them. There's not a lot of reason to do so. And let's now put Langshan on Scootage so that they don't... Of course you can't force a tributary to join your religion. Put them on Scootage so that they don't join in the war, so that I'm able to integrate them during the war. Truce is up with Aragon. Good. Castile's truce is not up with Aragon. But Aragon's truce is up with me. This is a very dangerous moment. But they probably wouldn't join in because they're involved in some other war right now. Is that true? Fighting in another war minus 30. Promised land. Eh? Not enough. However, with a bit of extra dip rep, I could make them join in. However, I need Castile to actually join in. That's only just enough. Also, yeah, all their army is still there. But I need the truce with Castile and Aragon to end first. If Aragon joins this coalition, that's it for me. So I'm taking a big risk on this. Big risk. Oh. Damn, it didn't pay off. Castile still have a truce with Aragon. It should have run out at the same time as mine, but it did not. Now if I want to fight Aragon, and trust me I do, I have to go through the entire coalition. Now I'm in exactly the situation I didn't want to be, where I am locked in with the truces. And they have me locked in rather than me locking them. Still, there are silver linings to it. Milan is guaranteeing Tuscany. That means I can pull out Milan separately when I deal with the Tuscans. And I'll be dealing with those Tuscans. Not sure I really want Medina, but there's very little reason for me not to take it. Grab some North Africa in the meantime? Well, I really should be grabbing this. I need to figure out how to attack Aragon. Hopefully they make a friend somewhere, and then I can take them on. It's still all males in the royal family for Aragon and Castile, and I think we're past the point of getting the union, or at least I hope so. When's our truce with Tuscany up? April 72, is that right? Oh, it's Genoa that's in 64. Bums to that. I don't have a casus belli on Genoa. Let's try and get one as soon as we can. 1.52. Because they are sure thing going to join the coalition against me. Truce is just a piece of paper, Jake. Well, that it is, but it's causing me problems. Can you trade War Portugal, pull Aragon in? Yes, but that would pull in Castile and Britain as well, so that's not so easy. I also don't think he's going to listen to my threats of war. Few people would at this point. Dang, that backfired in a bad way. Well, I could claim Corsica at least. Well, I'll just wipe Tuscany off the map, but first I need to gun down Genoa before they also join the coalition against me. Marriage with Savoy is dead. Let's get it back. Boy, do I need that legitimacy. Also, I should, with my 0.07 prestige, send that insult to the blood I take. Nah. Is that sorry thing on your head what passes for a crown in Milan? Yeah, there we go. I interpret this as an insult somehow. Could you get France out of the coalition now? It's not impossible. If I sent a good insult to Aragon, that would boost my relations with France further. I'm about to get 20. That'll give me another, I think, 25. But I need yet more to get them out of the coalition. Still, a coalition of Aragon, Milan, Austria, and Venice is still scary enough. While the ship has sailed, couldn't you have declared on Aragon when your truce was up and then called in Castile when theirs ended? No, then I would have been at war with Portugal as well, and then Castile would not have been interested. I still don't think Aragon could have touched me at all, so it was a bad idea to wait. But I wanted to make Castile take some Portuguese land, so I figured it was worth the risk. It was not. Well, you never know, right? Didn't get it. Didn't get it, can't say, although I don't know why I'm not fabricating claims on Tuscany right now. If I got 6 diplomats, I should be putting them to use. I don't think I should be improving relations with Lithuania personally, so you get back here. I know I told you to improve relations with people that are angry with me, but we're good enough as it is right now. How is inflation after all? It's a bit high, but it's survivable. Civil war is also survivable. Civil war threatening us again. I want these 2 ideas taken so that all our techs will be cheaper. It's not like we're at a critical tech point. And then I get the core creation cost as well. Costs me in admin and diplo, both of which I'm a little hurting for, but admin more so. Milan are claiming our lands, the bastards. And then we have the ass song. Circulation of hostile publications. Time for some state censorship. Siena, Pisa, Firenze. I mean, it already has the printing press, so I'm not worried about that. I'm a little worried about how I'm not making buckets of ducats right now. But the Pisans and the Florentines and the Tuscans are all looking to rise up. Tuscans, eh? Well, if they rise up in Firenze, I can be ready for them. And my condition... Uh-oh, there they are. Well, that's less my conditions, but they only have 2 maneuvers, so... if I was just a couple days earlier, I would have had them in a much better position. Alright, that takes care of them, though. Pisan next. Actually, I can get rid of the Pisans just by being here, and the Florentines are in... Oh, well, swell. We'll just have you on get rid of revolt mode, and we're done. No revolts. Alright, we're friendly enough with France. We even apparently quite like them. But that's not enough on its own. Ally to rival, heretic religion, that's all pretty bad. You'd think maybe they'd flip with all this... they even have a centre of reformed. Be nice if they flipped to that. But they're having religious troubles of their own, which is nice. I just need to get them that bit friendlier. which means I need improved relations guy to help us out here. Heretics converted, so we save a bit more money. Actually, we save buckets of ducats around here. Absolute buckets of ducats. Crap, truce is up with Genoa. I don't want to best CB them. They're going to join? Yeah, they joined. If I'd started fabricating that a lot sooner, it would have been better, but I missed my opportunity. Alright, so I've let 2 of them slip through. That was too many, but I'll be able to drag Milan out of the coalition, and we're going to keep working on getting France out of it. Very glad prestige is growing for us. Oh my god, more Cape? You want me to deal with peasants in Cape? I absolutely hate random placed revolts. Not only that, but 12 peasants in Cape. I need more of a navy to get around the place. Also, what is this? Okay, well if that's how you want to play it, we need some flutes. Yeah, let's just take them for now. Wait, that is not... I'm even on the wrong province here. That's how bad we're getting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... That's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Clinks DO7 says, "Ooh, look, there's a bird." Maybe there'll be a day when I save scum on stream, but it won't be today. I abhor save scumming. Or rather, to put it in a more positive way, I love rolling with the punches. I'm actually going to take that, because now the clergy aren't so mad at me, despite all the horrible things I did with retracting their lands. And I can use that to grab loads of admin power off of them. Ka-ching. Good enough for me. I'd like to punch the burghers for the money in that, but that'll be a ways away. Stick to regular scumming. Exactly. Yeah, the mind does wonder what caused both Napoli and the Cape to get angry. Alright, we'll take care of both of that. I'm not going to pay my troops all that much for it, though. Ah, the wonder of having Italian lands. It's so rich. Trade dispute against Genoa. How dare they? Yeah, that coalition suddenly looks a lot more intimidating, so that's why I particularly wish to pull Milan out. I could pull Venice out if I grabbed the Knights by the collar, but the Knights are a bit far away. I mean, I could best CB them, but that has its own costs. Guys from Napoli were on a lad's holiday in Cape when it fired. Is Cape really a lad's holiday destination? I'm not going to claim that I'd know either way. Just doesn't seem plausible. Yeah, as if I'm eating 50 prestige loss for that. Bengal again saying they hate me, so I'm ending up with more enemies than I can hold here. Maybe I should just plant somebody on France permanently. But it takes plus 25 opinion to get people out of this, so what else can I do to make France happy that doesn't involve paying them money? Just maintain that diplomat there. Commandant is deed, so we'll get you instead. I have what I need to claim Genoa, and you better believe I want Genoa. Hell, I want his other province as well, so we'll keep on claiming. I don't need to keep... Let's not keep targeting outraged countries. I need diplomats right now. I can send a strongly worded letter to Aragon, and that'll make France a bit happier. Who even needs prestige? But plus 7's not enough. I need a bit more. Oh, Milan left. Why would Milan leave? They hate my guts. Maybe they see me as way too strong, and France will soon follow suit, and then Aragon's going to die. That's my hope, at least, but I might be getting a bit ahead of myself. Or maybe it's because they're at war with the Ottomans, and the last thing they need is to fight me as well. Austria, would you also like to get out of this coalition? Because you too are fighting the Ottoman. Let's get ourselves that admin cost reduction. Ka-ching. New policy at long last. Yeah, I do need that legitimacy. How did you know? Bit more dip when we get the other one as well. So the Ottomans are at war with Austria, and Austria is a well-known ally of Aragon and of Milan and of Aragon, which gives me an opportunity to do nasty things to Aragon. However, he's still in the coalition. I need him out of it. Why don't you claim Milanese land? Well, the opportunity's pretty good, but I doubt I would attack them anytime soon as long as they hold both Austria and France as allies. Still, I should probably claim it just in case things get lucky. I want Lucca. It's within the best area in the game. So it makes sense to do that, doesn't it? Now let's get a naughty little claim on him so we can jump him whenever. But if Aragon ever goes, I'm leaving the coalition now, then I'm slaughtering the bugger. Lazy diplomats, Jake. I know. So we'll send one of them on a very big job. See this guy? I want him inside of me. Annex Langshang. I think I just crashed the game by asking for the annexation. No, it just really had to think about it. It'll take some time, it'll cost a lot, but that's okay. I mean, he has some excellent land that I absolutely want for myself. So we'll just have that as an ongoing tax on our Diplo power. Which means we should probably switch to focusing on Diplo power and hope for a much better heir than Minradiepi. Goodness, this is anything but lazy diplomats. Come on, France, see the funny side. They're another great power, so I can't influence them. They don't have debt to be taken over. Well, no, they're another great power, of course. Jake, is that Dali white I can see staining the map? Disgusting and disgraceful. Oh, we'll take care of this clown puke in due time, but for now, it's all about Roman acquisitions in Europe. And before they call the war and cancel is in the Rostov campaign. Oh, let's try and not remember that. Will France take mill access? No, they weren't interested. They're not in the war, so they're not interested in that. But dang, I need that extra boost of opinion. The aggressive expansion goes down fairly rapidly, but it's still a few years away. Habsburg, Aragon, Genoa, Venice. None of those I could get out at any reasonable rate. Oh, what are you up to? Oh yeah, of course, they're in the war as well. Well, Aragon, you don't have to be in this coalition against me. Milan saw the funnier side, so could you. I wonder if that means... Wait, no, you're not going to make any... No, they got Austria and Portugal. Interesting. Where did Jake start? I started in Prome, and now I'm in Proma. This is not a custom nation. Many people think this is a custom nation. It is not. Let's have a look and make sure that building ships is in our outliner. I definitely took it off because of the Naxos campaign, because it was being flooded. Alright, let's get you over, take care of the peasants down in Cape. Yeah, good question. When did we land in Europe? 1520-ish? Alright, 20,000 should be plenty. I'll give you that. What are we even dealing with, actually? Let's fight this efficiently. Not a whole lot, but it's 11. So if I bring in 11 with 4 on the flanks, and you folks as well, with a power vacuum. And I just say, get over there. They'll probably complain that I'm not paying them. At least we have the money to pay for our units now. It feels good being Italian. It's a nice red, but it's the same as England. It is so not the same as England, right? You'd have to be very blind, blinder than me, not to see that that is different from that. How didn't the rebels teleport away from the Cape? It's a bit of a stretch for them to teleport from there. Okay, we just got something interesting. We got a trade dispute casus belli against the Knights, which can be used to fight Venice and pull them out of the coalition. And it might be very useful for us to actually dismantle this coalition a bit. Unfortunately, my troops are off to go and deal with that revolt. And they're going to be gone for a wee while. Let's hope that I keep that trade dispute. I wonder what happened in the EU by the time we arrived for the invasion to go so well. Well, since there's not a lot going on, why don't we investigate? Is the game paused right now? I'm going to assume so. Oh, there we go. So it's la-di-da over in PRoman. We explosively grew here. We consolidated the region. No problems, right? And then we grabbed our colony down in Diego Garcia. Next up, we thought about taking Ile Bourbon, but then we were able to buy this to colonize the Cape, which we used our position to then buy Ijibu. Eventually. Oh Christ. I bought it and sold it that fast. Oh, we missed that part of the story, didn't we? I'm sure I held on to some of this land a bit longer than that. Let's instead pay attention to when we landed in Europe. So 1500s or so, there's a lot of Aragonese, there's a lot of Papal States. A whole lot going on, but not so much that we couldn't jump over and take PRoman. That's all very nice to take itself, but then we shattered Aragon. And then we did what we did today, which I think included shattering Aragon, just to take over land for ourselves. And sure, it meant a lot of aggressive expansion, but you can't be afraid of aggressive expansion. It's just another part of diplomacy. Oh no, Sao Tome has been taken and Fernando Po is soon to go as well. I can't believe he didn't take Fernando Po. Why? Oh, KevDev's probably just doing it for the memes, but I don't want to take weird outlying bits of land. Alright, we can get our diplomatic idea. And that gives us infantry cost reduction, and we got our core creation cost. We've also unlocked a few new policies that we can take for free. Extra diplomat, well, don't mind if I do. An extra diplomat, don't mind if I do. Oh, this is pretty sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 diplomats. Now I can have somebody dedicated to outraged and owned subjects. PRoman just turned into the UN. Well, you do need a lot of diplomats to keep every far-reaching corner of your empire under wraps. And heaven knows we have a far-reaching empire. What are you even going to do with all those diplomats? Well, build spy networks, improve relations, try our best to keep these coalitions off of our back. PRoman Rome before absolutism, you're full of surprise. Oh, we got here pretty fast. It was early 16th century when we landed. And we're trying to do this in order of Roman expansion. That's why I'm focusing on mainland Italy. Next up, it's going to be Sicily and Sardinia. After that, it's going to be our colonies in Iberia. So basically, Aragon's going to be our whipping child for quite some time. I am so mad at these events though. Oh, what I really should have done, or do in general, is have a transport fleet over here so that these 20 guys can do this work for me instead of bothering my my attack stack in Europe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Done and done right. Because I wanted these guys around to deal with, there we go, the Knights, so I can get Venice out of my hair. So we reduce our unrest. Production efficiency would be really nice for that sweet dosh. That'd make us an extra ducat a month. Is anything more important? Discipline is always good. Morale is always good. Prestige and it's all good, right? How could you not want all of these things? I was meant to take idea cost, but that's now out the window. Much as I like dosh, I like having some actual prestige, so let's go with you. You could take legitimacy, but prestige feeds into legitimacy, so I'd rather take the 2 for the price of 1, frankly. Will you try to become a holy PRoman Emperor? No, I'm going to destroy all these fake Roman empires. Does that even come into this, I wonder? Let's see. No, it doesn't matter if the HRE exists or not, but it matters in my heart. I'm going to let these guys rest up for a month before we head on back, but you better believe we're heading on back, and we're going to rip the Knights a new one. A royal influence. Siena becomes reformed. Angered believers. I'm afraid we're going to have to anger them. Oh. Maria de Savoia is reformed. Can't I kill her? Dang. Oh well, Siena, you're gonna have to go back. That cost a lot of money, actually. Oh, jeez, I do not have the money for this. Alright, let's get back and stop paying our troops and actually start having some dosh for a change. I spent most of the money that I made off of Ming and friends. But I still wish to pull these guys out of the coalition against me, especially France. Come on, France, see the funny side, will you? You've got your own rebel problems. Killing her would be such an Anglican thing to do, says Napalm Sideburns. You make an excellent point, but sadly we are not Anglican. Ooh, oh, of course, Milan. I can pull Milan out of the coalition as well. But that's not until 72. We have an opportunity to fight the Knights before that and bring Venice out. And I want Venice out. Actually, this Venetian land should belong to me. Making them a co-belligerent is probably a bad idea, but I could score Venice in a particularly good war against these guys. I just don't want to fight the Venetian arsenal. Okay, it's been fun having these ships roam about, but they're under threat if I leave them out like that, so let's get them back to Proma. And let's just enjoy being raided, which I won't. Raiding blows the AI, should be told not to do it. It's fun as a player, kind of. I mean, it's fun to do, it's just not fun to micro do. Get you guys together. Let's not pay for the fleet that much. We're okay. Milan is not in the coalition. Maybe time to get a truce whilst they're at war with the Ottos. Not directly with them, but proxy through Tuscany is the hope. That's why I'm building up the spy network. I want to grab Corsica and Arezzo. But I really want Venice pulled out of all of this. We'll get our units back. I'm fairly certain I have the army to crush Venice. Why not make sure that we're crystal clear on that one? Armies, Venice, 20k. Well, I have 28k, and I could stand to have more, especially more cannons. Where the heck are all my cannons? I guess I sent them all away. Cannons are expensive, but at this point, they do a whole lot of damage. Getting France out, though. Boy, would that be good. Having an alliance with France would be better, but we have a personal rule against that. I never ever ally France. Yeah, these conversion costs ain't cheap, are they? Thanks to development, thanks to a little bit of autonomy. And I could crush the autonomy, but jinx, recent uprising, angered, state censorship. I know, but so be it. They'd probably get access through Milan. There's no harm in me just declaring the war now to get it over with. Show superiority.